Hi, good evening, and welcome to our first Monday workshop live, which will be something we're gonna have until June. So every Monday I will do 1 hour, 1 hour half of workshop. So we're gonna begin some shot. We're gonna talking about creators basically and mostly. I mean, there will be discussion also for other kind of thing in animation, but mostly will be focus on creator. And we're gonna start tonight with this rig you can download from my site, which is the Ubaldo Ubaldo rig, which is a 6 legs creator. So I want to talk about before to dive in the the blogging, and the choice of reference or anything. I want to talking about some general rules how we gonna basically set up our body mechanic. In that case, have we're gonna begin to have a walk, and we're gonna do some walk, some run, and we're gonna see also how combine, like gaming, this action together. So normally, when I don't know if some of you guys, working with gaming and everything, but normally there is blended 3 to blend the animation together, which we can, simulate in that case in Blender, and with the library. So we're gonna go through this thing, for some weeks, and after, and we begin, to also investigate some mixed creator. So I remind all of you, tomorrow night there will be also another workshop with another creator, another mixed creator, hybrid creator, and Renato, which is kind of uh, half goat, half I don't know. I will say, yeah, probably otter, maybe. Anyway, um, and also have kind of different things, to focus on. But for tonight, we're gonna open our Ubaldo, and we're gonna see what's happened here, right? So Ubaldo is a biomech rig, which meaning biomech rig, it's kind of creator. It's kind of, you can say, hybrid creator too, because it's part machine, part animal. And you can see, in a lot of things, like for example, there is probably my kind of funny. Let's see how doesn't probably there is this. I don't know, it's like there is half of the screen it doesn't work. uh, so basically it's a bit less. Okay, don't know why it doesn't work. OBS, but it's quite funny anyway. And so there is the, I think now it's fine, maybe. Yeah, it's better now. So there is so the biomech creator, kind of uh, hybrid creator, you know, half robot, half animal. So we need, you know, to understand the mechanic of a real animal through the reference. But of course, here, for example, we have this, right? This part of the body, for example, here, it's kind of, you know, unique body, which is this. So there is not, right, there is not the the things like, so for example, you know, chest and and um, and hips, which is gonna, you know, move together in combination. It's kind of, you know, it's just one. Yeah, there is probably it's, sorry, my webcam probably is gone. Let's see, like that, maybe it's better. So there is you know, this part of the spine, for example, it's not flexible like a spine, you know, of animals. So we need, you know, of course we need to find other kind of solution. There is, for example, here normally, you know, there is the neck and the head are kind of, you know, less flexible. There is also the feet, right, which have not the classic muscular thing of the creator. So when you animate something, it's biomech, you need to understand this, and of course you need to go through this kind of stuff before, and you know, and when you have your right reference, you know, use this approach to adapt what you have or what you need. So the first thing I want to decide here is if this this animal should be in should move in I don't know how it's called in English, probably is let me check, when, you know, like for example a camel, you know, ambata, which is kind of not moving in pair, like a camel, like a hyena, like, you know, some other animal move two legs at the time. So meaning, you know, for example, these legs on the left or of the right is gonna move, you know, forward in the same time, and or backward in the same time, instead to have something alternate like other quadruped. So the first thing we want to know is if this creature is moving in a way like, for example, a camel or a hyena, or in another kind of way. And from that, you know, we're gonna decide which kind of animal we need. Another thing here, if you see, we have 6 legs, which is, of course, we cannot find an animal with 6 legs. So we need to use another kind of approach. We need to use a logic approach. Now, I'm gonna explain you also how build a 6 legs body mechanic. You know how um, the logic work, how the approach work. You know which kind of approach you need to use when you want to animate something have more of 4 legs. And for this, you know, can be 5 legs, sorry, 6 legs, 8 legs, you know, 10 legs. It's always the same concept, is always the same logic, you know. The approach we use when we have more than 4 legs, it's always the same, right? So first thing here, I want to probably notice. So let's gonna investigate more this animal, this biomech creator. So it's kind of sentinel, right? So you see, have some weapon here, and you know have some spotlight here. So it's not a creator is moving. It's more up. It's not a prey, but it's a predator. So we need, first thing, we need a predator as blueprint for our reference, right? Predator can be a feline or can be a wolf, for example. But of course, it's some some predator. It's why also this creature have this kind of camera eyes in front instead of the, you know, on the side, looking at the side external, because you know the predator is gonna look in front of their head, right? It's like, you know, the peripheric visual, it's more straight than on the side. So it's a predator, can be probably a felon. So we want to, the first thing I want to go here, it's I want to go here and I want to see a puma. Why a puma? Because you know you need to think smart when you gonna mountain. So you want to be smart when you looking for your reference. This fine, because you want to see something, you know, more or less with the kind of same proportion. So for example here, this could be a nice reference. Okay, so I'm gonna, and we don't see, we can see yeah, we can see also the legs. So normally I looking for a lot of reference, but you know, because we have no time, we gonna begin to animate already. So it's not, cannot download that. This block. So I'm gonna probably this. Let's see. everything is blocked. Probably something on my lion reference. Okay, we're gonna look for some video here. Okay, this is good. So we're gonna extract our probably the short doesn't more or less is fine. So we're gonna add our empty here, but you know this is something you can use also in Maya. So normally I have some tool. We're gonna do by the book. So I go on add empty image, right? And we're gonna take this and I go here and I open my lion walk, which will be this, right? So we're gonna use this reference. We're gonna see if it's fine for find the 4 legs we need, and after I'm gonna explain how find the others two, right? So let's see where is our okay. So it's one. It's gonna no, yeah, it's here. It's been backward. It's fine. Let's do like that. 1, 2, and 3. So probably here, right? 31 frame. Yeah. So 32, 31. We're gonna have 30, right? So we're gonna have this 31, and this is our reference we're gonna use. Of course, there is some of the stuff. For example, it's like the lion in that case have a way to walk where you see it's kind of it's really interesting when you see a felon, because you have this kind of rotation, right, of the palm when you go down, which is of course we cannot have here. But this is one of the things we need to adapt. And so the first thing we want to have here is begin to have our contact. So there is two kind of contact. Of course, this it's not in pair, it's a alternate walk, and we have different kind of contact. So the first thing we want to see in a walk of the creator, it's where we have our front front contact, back contact. In that case, we need also the mid contact, right? Because we have the 6 legs. So I want to have my, and because I want to be smart, I want to have these of the same distance for all the legs, because I want to have, my walk need to be used for on a traveling. So all the distance, if I think already smart, and I decide to have all the distance the same distance, will be more easy later to find my contact. So I go here, and I gonna have this, of course, on the, what is this, here and here, right? So I gonna have this, and after I gonna have this, right? After I want to pass to the next contact. So if you see here, when I have my contact here, we have a passing position on the legs on the back, right? So now it's a kind of, it's not really precise because this should be here. We need our passing position on the back, so it's here, right? When there's this shift of the weight. So what I do, I gonna have my passing position here, and this will be central. Why central? Because of course, if you use the logic to go from this point to this point, and we know is the same distance, the half will be 0. So this, in that case, we have already our position here, and this will be our passing position. Now we're gonna have keys on everything. We're gonna have this, and we're gonna have this. So we're gonna use our reference also to understand which kind of relationship we have with hips and shoulder, right? And overall with the the front and the back of our body. So of course, I say before, he can't have two separate things, but we can use, in that case, can be tilt, right, in that direction. So this part can be more high than the other one, and we can play, of course, with hips, right? So our hips in that case will be up, and that, if you see here, when you have the contact of your of your um, of your legs will be up in the same way. So when there is the shoulder is down, when there is a shoulder drop, when you leave the weight, when you get off the weight from the shoulder, and the shoulder doesn't have the weight charge on the scapula. So the scapula and the shoulder are super important when you do creator, because every kind of animal, every kind of family of animal too, have a different way to move scapula, have a different way to move shoulder, because also you know how is built the scapula, it's a bit different. So the scapula of a feline will not be like a scapula of a wolf or a dog, and will not be like a scapula of an elephant, right? It's all different um, mechanic, because are different skeleton, how is built. Again, the scapula is super important, and the scapula, its work also, you know, is gonna give you the information to your brain to understand where is the weight, right? So when you also, you know, it's gonna give you also the information to understand how it's gonna work in a mechanic way, you know, to bring up, to lift up the foot, because of course, you know, the only way when the shoulder on the hips is down, it's where you put on the all the weight, you know, down. For example, when in the moment you have a swing, in the moment you have a peel, where you know just leave the weight from there, and when you lift, the foot is gonna have, you know, of course you have a mechanism. It's not the same thing of, you know, the reaction to the contact, because there is the weight, but you know, you use the shoulder to lead the movement of the foot, because of course you need, you know, you need to lift the foot, so you need something pull the foot up, and after, when you go down, you drop down the shoulder, you contact the shoulder, the scapula have a reaction, you know. So when, you know, there is also different timing, right? Because when you lift your foot, there is a, you know, the shoulder lead the movement, so meaning the movement, it's happened some frame before, it's leading the movement. But when there is the contact, you know, the reaction of the contact, of course the foot lead, you know, there is a change of leading, you know, because the foot leading, and is gonna transmit the contacts, you know, the reaction of the contact all through the shoulder or the hips. So for example, in that case, you know, we have, if you see here, we can see from our reference, you see when there is all the contact go, you know, on that, for example, we have you know, the moment where you begin to swing the foot here, and where you have the highest point of your chest. In that case, you know, you have also the highest point of your shoulder, and here you see the shoulder drop, because it's get out the weight, and you know, on the peel it's all drop here, and after when go up again, you have the shoulder is gonna lead in the movement to go here, boom, have the contact again. So here I will say we have a mid kind of point where it's begin, you know, to lift a little bit up, and this probably it's more up than the other one, right? Because of course there is, you know, the moment where you have a, you know, it's this moment where you almost prepare your switch. And you know, we can see another thing really cool about this, which is, you know, how work the alternate, how work the pair walk, which is not depending up from the relationship between back and front legs. You know, it's meaning when there is the back leg is gonna replace the foot, it's a alternate walk. But you know, if the relationship is the opposite, so when, you know, the back leg is gonna follow the front leg. So meaning, you know, it's gonna be forward in the same moment the front leg is forward, we have a pair leg. But you know, the relationship in terms of frame is still the same. It's meaning there is always this kind of, you know, offset. And I talk about this because it's really important to understand the logic about the 6 legs things, right? So there is always this offset about the legs, right? So in that case, for example, if we're gonna use this, and after we're gonna do our front legs, sorry, our mid legs. Okay, why later? Because I want to show you all the process, and after also because we don't have here in the reference, so we need to find out. Okay, so I use the cool thing of Blender, which is, you know, the fact you can paste this pose flip, and I put in the exactly in the, you see, in the half of my animation, which is more or less, you know, what I have also my reference here. So to understand the logic, you know, how work the 6 legs, 8 legs, 10 legs concept, you know, you need to understand how work the back contact here. So if we go here and we see the back contact, we will see, okay, in that case, for example, it's 15. So will be, we need to choose between 7 or 8. Okay, I would say 8. You need to understand how work the timeline, right? So now till it's not 24, so it will be a little bit, you know, but you can use, again, you can use the logic, or you can convert this in 24, you know, the reference, but we're gonna use the logic in that case because I want to, you know, let your brain work. We are used to copy reference without think, and this is something, you know, is gonna lead the animator to just copy, you know, and make mistake, doesn't understand how work really body mechanic. So I don't want, you know, I want to keep this as is, the reference, because need to be just a reference for now. Of course, you know, it's always good to have this converter and everything, but in that case, you know, I want to think about the body mechanic, how works. So in terms of body mechanic, okay, you can divide the timeline, for example, in that case, you know, in 3 parts. So first thing, you know, find the first contact, which is the front legs. The front legs will be, okay, in the half of the timeline. So meaning, you know, the first 2 contact of the full cycle, which of course, you know, it's will be here. We can even, if we want, we can even put this, so it's probably more easy for you to understand. We can put this at 33, okay, and we can have this at 16. So now we have, because it's begin at 1, right? So we have 32 frames with 16. So now we can also divide in pair number, and this we can just, you go here, probably, okay, it doesn't change too much, but we can just have this maybe um, let's see this. So this you can retiming up also here. You can put a frame here and a frame here. You're gonna retime, right? So, and this should be linear. So these are a good way to retiming your reference. Okay. So let's say we have now our reference like this. Tuk, tuk. So again, you're gonna use your offset, and you put keyframe of your offset. You can retiming as much you want your reference, more fast, more slow. Just find the keyframes where you want it. That's it. It's another trick. It can be really good when you are in production. So let's say, I want to have this of 32. So again, 16, I find my contact. And if I divide again in the half, if I split in the half again my first chunk of the timeline, if you see here, you find your contact on the back legs. So, it's all mathematic. And it's super important. So for now, we're gonna create our contact here. Okay, so this is my contact here, and this is my passing position, right? We're gonna take our same number here, and we put here, right? So you see, I see here, which kind of legs is in the front and is that. So I gonna, reset the control here, and I gonna give this the same, exactly the same thing, right? And after here, I'm gonna have the negative one. This relationship of the and for now I don't touch my mid legs, so relationship of the legs will be like the other one before. So I'm gonna lift this. I'm gonna have this a little bit more up than the other one, because where is it have the contact. Here will be a mid, which is fine, a mid height of the I mean the height of the hips, and here I will change the relationship of the body, right? Which will be like this. So I gonna do a key on everything, and I gonna have my thing here, pass flip, and now you see I can have already my 4 legs, right? So I need my mid legs. It's basically really simple in the meaning. Okay, let's see here what's happened, right? So this is gonna move so what in this time like this. So what I want to do here is basically take my legs, okay, copy, paste, on this leg. So again, I take probably even the shoulder, take, you know, all my chain of the legs. I'm gonna copy here. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna paste. Interesting. It's been a little bit erratic, so we're gonna do frame by frame. So not frame by frame, element by element. So we're gonna do this. Paste. It's probably it's inverted this. No, it's not inverted, it's fine. So and we're gonna again no, we're gonna split in another half. So we're gonna have our contact offset at 4, right? And we're gonna put this in infinity already. So what's happening here now? Okay, we have all this is basically offset, and what we need to do now is just, you know, try to find the right number, could be 6, so you know, to have this a little bit more offset. This, for example, it's too much now, so we need, you know, probably to have less traveling of these legs. So let's say it 4 here, and after we're gonna have this in cycle. So we're gonna have all this thing here. Gonna have our modifier, cycle, repeat motion, and repeat motion. Right, so now we have our repeat motion. We're gonna bake later, so you know, for now we keep it like this. Also we're gonna have this. I want, you know, this, and after put past, and again offset of 4. So it's pretty basic, you know, how work the again it's kind of blocking, so you know, after we need to work on, you know, posing and everything, but you know, it's pretty basic how work the logic of the mechanic of a this case 6 legs creator, 8 legs creator. You just, you know, need your math. So every half, so you're gonna, you know, split in half your cycle. You have your contact, split again in half again, you know, your cycle, and you have your back contact. So you know, every pair of legs is happen, you know, exactly in the half of the you know, of the timeline. Every so you know, for example, here we have 32, right? 32 meaning you know, divided 6, it's every, you know, divided, sorry, 3, it's meaning, you know, 32 divided 6, yeah, it's a 6, you know, which gonna give you also, you know, in that case is gonna split and split and split, so you have 16, you're gonna give, you know, 8, gonna give you 4. If I have, for example, 8 legs, you know, I'm gonna have, you know, the contact at 2, but probably, with 8 legs, I need, maybe at least 56 frames, because of course it's you need more time, for your work. And so and what I need to do here is basically just, for example, this I know it's something is too much, right? So probably will be like this. And again, I want to think smart about that, right? So what I want to be here, I don't want to use any kind of tool, right? Because I want you to have to understand how work. So I'm gonna put this on the other side, and probably I'm gonna put this here and here. So it's a bit it's probably it's not the best. Let's see it is, if we can maybe put more offset like that. You have another thing, when you have more legs you have less room, right? So you cannot, do long strike. So you need, also you need to understand which kind of space you need when you animate this creator. So this can be probably a nice strike. So we can go here and and go through our, for example, this can fast flip, and after we go here, this is this, and this point here. And this just flip it. After I can just go here and go past. More or less is fine. So we can go here and have our, that point, our, Right, so here we have our contact, and here, so at 20, okay, we have our contact. And okay, here we're gonna have our contact later. So 2024, this will be 28, and of course 29, this will be, and the are 32, right? So let's say, okay, I have my, so we can also do this, okay, without any problem. So that, so we're gonna copy our thing here. Okay, now we know it work. After we go here and we, okay, we're gonna shift of 4, so this 5, etc, etc. So now we're gonna have our interesting, why did that, I haven't worked on the now it should work. I'm gonna copy my, and this it's what is weird. It's probably it's because the bonds. Okay, gonna copy one of each time. So here, okay, now it's fine. Gonna shift everything of 4. Now it's kind of it's really, it's a bit annoying when I print this. Probably there is a problem in the rig. I will check. Sorry guys. Okay, now it's more or less working. I'm gonna redo this. It's work. Okay, now it's good. And after I go here and again I put my modify here cycle, modify again cycle. So I create a okay, already a cycle here, and now I can do the same on the other side with this. So past, right, and have everything shift of 5, and again here I'm gonna put everything cycle, and this is the same here. Here, and have this, and this in cycle. So now, see, more or less, I have already my walk set up. Now, what I need to do, because this, of course, it's kind of, here setup of the legs, I need to begin to work on some pose, and also there is, of course, there is all the peel on the other things, but again, it's pretty. Now I have my, see, I can basically go here and have already my, which will be, for example, here, because it's kind of, right, so this will be probably here, and now I can just go here and have all these in step, and have already a first pass blocking on my 6 legs, which is not something, of course, but I can see already this, for example, I can see it's a lot of excursion here. I don't want this, all this excursion here, so I can go here, and begin to work on the intensity of the shoulder already on my blocking. So for example, yes, it's a lot, right? So I can go here and do a blend, scale average, okay, and just scale at 21. It is the same here, okay, go here and a scale at 21. This, and now it's a bit better. For example, you see I have less excursion, so again here I can do the same, so I don't over complicate my my blocking, but I keep really simple, which in that, for example, when I need to begin, when I need to do the first pass of my blocking, so find the contact of my legs, it's super important, to have already everything set up, which in that case, for example, it's the intensity, of the shoulder and everything. So gonna be here, and here. So now if I go here, I have exactly my, I have already a blocking more or less its work, and you know, the first thing I want to do in every kind of animation is to find already the right connection, the right relationship between legs, or or if is a biped foot fit, between legs and hips and chest, right? So how work this part all together, because it's the part where you find the balance of the animation. Also, and you find with contact. I mean, the contact, if you divide in part your legs and you find the contact of the front leg before, the contact of, for example, in that case, the back legs in the second time, and after you begin to to go through the other legs, it's really easy, even if you don't have a reference of a six legs character, because it's all logic, right? So now the rig, it's not the best, and but I mean it's fine. You can animate pretty easily, and if you want to test, it's on my website for download. There is also my texture here, but if you want to find the other legs before, you need, of course, to go through all the contact in a first time. So once you find the contact, it will be more easy to you find the other things. Now it's already a decent first pass blogging. Of course, there is a lot of work to do. The first pass blogging here, for example, we can also add some movement on the shoulders. So again, with the same logic, we can know this probably will be, this we need to check because probably could be also broken, but I don't know. Let's see. Over here past, no, it's fine. So I can just flip up, switch off for this. Again here I can take this. Yeah, I can switch off for this. And again I'm gonna put my modifier and that's it. Yeah. Cycle, same here, here. So now you can have again this, 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 this. So I want to go every 4. And that case, for example, we go on the 33, and and just we can just delete this. So again, this is a first pass blogging, which meaning we need just as as indication for the further things. So here, for example, we can just go here and constant, and we have our, so again this probably will be too much, so we can go here and Okay, take this and have this a little bit less. That's because I don't we don't want, you know, the every legs in the middle, you know, will be less charge of weight. This it's another thing is super important. So the most you know, the weight you have most in your creator, it's on the front and the back legs, right? So the other one will be less. So there is a probably it's too much. You can just, yeah, till it's a lot, so we can just scale a lot. Yeah, probably it's there is also some stuff to correct, need to fix on the rig, and now probably this and this will be also not too much, something like that. So to scale everything here. Okay, now it's a bit better, right? And you see, it's I mean, was really fast. It's something, you know, you can you can use even for understand you know, the mechanic in other kind of creator. So this again, it's a first part blogging. The next time we're gonna work for example here we can just, you know, tweak a little bit more this, for example, you know, and have some nicer pose here, and this should be probably, you know, a little bit more offset, more on the, I mean, but you know, all this kind of stuff could be in the second pass blogging, where we're gonna add the peel and we're gonna add the swing, and you know, and we gonna begin to add some other detail. So I will introduce you also a tool I create for do cycle for creators, which is this, okay, where you can just use this for traveling and cycling your creator. I haven't used tonight because I want you, you know, use your brain and understand how work this the concept back, you know, of when you animate, you know, the trick you can use when you animate a creator with more of four legs. And after, you know, we're gonna begin to find some nice behavior to put on that creator. So, you know, we know this creator is kind of killing machine, so probably it's gonna, you know, explore, find for human around and everything, so you know which kind of behavior we can use, from which kind of animal we can use this behavior, and we're gonna have fun. Okay, so tomorrow night will be another workshop with Renato, so I'm gonna save this in the workshop, and we're gonna take this. Okay, first pass blogging. Okay, and tomorrow we will have that guy to animate, which is Renato, and it's a mixed creator actually. So will be interesting to see, which kind of approach use when there is a mixed creator. So how work a hybrid creator, which kind of things you need to see, which kind of stuff you need to find as reference, how understand the anatomy of a hybrid creator, because of course, a hybrid creator, it's kind of different creator you have. It's alpha creator, alpha another one. So you need to understand the logic back of this creator. And tomorrow will be another workshop about Renato. So we're gonna explore the reference for Renato. We're gonna set up our blog. So, sorry for the something was a bit messed up tonight. I'm also I don't feel really well, but it's fine. So I was a bit, but probably tomorrow will be better. It was also the first time I use for I haven't like this YouTube live, because normally I do always, video without, I mean, live video but without an audience. So so it's normally I use Google Meet. So it was the first time. It was a bit messy to set up, but after doing fine. So see you tomorrow, and this video will be released on the website. Also and you will find the archive, so you can look every time, and you can rewatch every time you want. Okay, thank you so much, and see you tomorrow. Bye.